Hey guys! So I'm really excited to be here with you today and to be talking about such an important subject, which is aftercare. So in today's little mini free course, we're going to be talking about healed work. When I say healed work, I mean it could be for brows, it could be for eyeliner, it could be for lips, it could be for tiny tattoos, areola. This is just healed work in general that we're going to be discussing today. First, I want to talk quickly about the importance of healed work. We are all in this industry. We are working so hard. We have invested tons of time, money, energy towards our career, the career of permanent makeup. We want to build names for ourselves. We want clients to bring us in more referrals. Word of mouth is extremely important in our industry. And what really matters is the healed work. We scroll through Instagram all the time and we look at these beautiful results, these initial before and afters, these immediately after photos, which all are stunning. You guys know how good things look when they're fresh. But what really matters in the long run is the healed work. It's what our clients are leaving the studio with, what they're walking around day to day, going on trips, going to the store, picking their kids up from school. That is what truly matters, because they are essentially our walking billboards. I've said this many times. They are really our walking billboards. So what their brows look like when they're out there living their lives is what's important, because when other people see their brows, their lips, or their PMU, they're going to ask, where did you have that done? If it is crappy healed work, they're not going to want to see you. If it's beautiful healed work, they're going to want to see you. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as, waving a magic wand and poof, you've got beautiful healed results. A lot of it relies on your technique, the products that you're using, your education, your skill level. All of that plays a huge role in the healed work, but a massive part of healed work is the aftercare and how your clients take care of the work that you've done on them once they leave your studio. So we are putting a lot of trust in our clients and, keeping our fingers crossed and hoping that they take our aftercare protocols seriously. But there's no guarantee that they're going to. So we need to set them up for success. We need to be as clear as we possibly can in telling them how to take care of this beautiful work that you've just done for them once they leave your space. We are putting our faith into our clients' hands and we're hoping that they do the right thing. So how do we do that? We sit down with them, we talk to them about, what they can do, what they can't do. Maybe you guys have little aftercare cards that you're giving out. Maybe you have, information on your website that they can visit. And that's all great. I personally find that, sitting down with the client, explaining it to them, getting them to repeat it back to me, that's what I've done in the past. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I get texts and emails and phone calls saying, when was I supposed to put on the ointment, or am I not supposed to get them wet? Can I sweat today? Am I okay to go on a trip next week to Bahamas? You still get a ton of questions. So I kind of think that what we say to them, think about it. It's a big deal. Their adrenaline is running. They've just had a tattoo on their face. And what we say to them goes in this ear and it kind of just goes out the other one, they don't absorb it the way that we want them to. So I've decided to make it a lot easier for my clients and for your clients, and to create an industry standard when it comes to aftercare protocol. There are 3 very important steps when it comes to aftercare and optimal retention. So before we get further into the course, I do want to just quickly touch base on dry healing and wet healing, because you've probably heard those terms kind of being thrown around in the industry, and aftercare protocol has changed. It kind of ebbs and flows. And back in the day, we're going way back, 10 years ago when I started doing this, dry healing was kind of what we were told to do. And it's what a lot of people did. And clients were going home and they weren't getting their brows wet and they weren't washing them and they weren't taking care of them. They were just basically not touching them at all for 2 weeks, which is really gross if you think about it now. I don't know what we were all thinking back then, but that's what they would do. And people are still doing dry healing today, which blows my mind, because we've come so far and we are so much more educated and we have so much more knowledge now that we know that moist wound healing is the way to get optimal results. So yes, your clients should be cleansing the area. Absolutely. If they're not, then you're in the right place, and we're going to talk about why. After they're cleansing the area, they should be applying some form of an ointment. Think about if your kid or your nephew or your niece, someone that's a small person, fell, scraped their knee on the ground. What would you do? Would you just leave it be and say, just don't touch it for 2 weeks. Don't get it wet. Don't do anything. No, you'd want to clean the area. You'd want to make sure you're getting any potential bacteria away from that wound so that it can heal well. You're going to probably apply something like an ointment, like a polysporin or a neosporin to that area to make sure that it heals well. So why wouldn't we do that for permanent makeup? I'm going to guess that the majority of you that are watching this right now are moist wound healing or wet healing with permanent makeup procedures. But if you're not, like I said, it's okay. We're here to educate you and you're here to learn. So you're in the right spot. So step one for the perfect aftercare rules is blotting. So we're gonna take a dry tissue and we're just gonna apply it directly on top of the brows and press quite firmly. So you're gonna hold down for about 10 to 15 seconds and we're gonna try to extract as much of the lymphatic fluid as we can. This is going to prevent heavy scabbing during the healing process for our clients. So lymphatic fluid tends to secrete for about I'd say the first 2 hours after a procedure is when you're gonna produce the most of it. So by blotting it out and collecting it within the first 2 hours post-procedure, your clients are not going to experience as much scabbing or flaking. That lymphatic fluid, you can see right here, you can see a little bit on the tissue. That lymphatic fluid, it starts to harden and that's what creates the crusty scab. So if we can collect it, it just doesn't have the same chance to harden and your clients are going to experience a much smoother healing process. So some clients are going to show very little lymph fluid, some will show a lot. Sometimes when I press, you will see an entire eyebrow skeleton in lymphatic fluid. It'll be strokes because lymph is coming out of each stroke. In this case, you can see a tiny speck here and a little speck there. I'm going to send my client home with some tissue and have her repeat these steps for the next 2 hours, blotting her brows firmly every 10 minutes. Next up, we want to set our clients up for success by giving them everything they need to take care of their brows at home. So these here are the Heal It kits. As you can see, it comes with 1 cleansed and 1 glossed. The great thing about these kits is that all of the aftercare instructions are on the back. So your clients are not going to be confused about what they can or cannot do, what time they should be doing what, in what order. Everything is right here for them. First up is cleanse aftercare. So your clients are going to begin the aftercare process on the night of their procedure. So let's say they have their procedure done at noon on a Monday, then Monday night before bed, they're going to go home and start the aftercare process using cleanse aftercare. When it comes to how much product to use, they just need a tiny little bit. This is enough right here, mixed with a little bit of water. Here you can see I've added just a little bit of water to my glove. It's a gel-based cleanser, so they're not gonna get much of a lather with the product. Then they're going to very gently take a little bit of the product that's on the finger here and gently swipe it along the brow. When applying cleanse aftercare, you just wanna go in the direction of the hair. So very, very gently in one direction, following the natural hair growth. After splashing with water to rinse the brows, you're just gonna blot them completely dry, making sure you collect every last bit of moisture off of the brow area. Next up, we have glossed aftercare. This is the ointment that the clients are going to use for the next 10 days, morning and night, just like cleanse, but this is step 2. They're gonna take a little bit on a clean finger or a Q-tip or a little applicator, whatever they'd like. Just make sure it's clean. I'm gonna show you on the back of my glove how little you actually need. It's just a tiny little speck for the brows. That is plenty. That's probably more than enough. And when applying it, they're gonna do the exact same thing as they did with cleanse, just very gently apply it in the direction of the brow hair. Okay, Cass, so those are the steps. Do you think you can do that at home yourself?
Definitely.
Good, so you've got your aftercare kit to take home with you with the instructions on the back. It should be very simple and easy. You can always send me a message or give me a call if you have any questions at all.
Awesome, thanks.
You're welcome. So we're 1 week into healing right now. Things are still looking really good. There is absolutely no scabbing. We have mild flaking happening, but no scabbing at all. Nothing is chunky. The color looks amazing. Cass has been following the aftercare instructions perfectly, as you can see. So let's take a look at these healed results. They are absolutely incredible, and it has everything to do with how closely this lovely client followed the aftercare instructions. So we're gonna get a little bit closer here so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. The color is true. The strokes and the shading is in the exact place that we put it in when we did this initial appointment. She said she had no issues with aftercare. There was no major scabbing at all. This is what we want to see. We want those healed results to look just like they did when they were fresh. Look at that. And it's everything to do with aftercare and technique. Okay, technique plays a role. But look at the difference between the fresh and the healed results. She followed the aftercare instructions. She blotted after the appointment, she used cleanse morning and night, and she followed up with a small amount of glossed aftercare. And this is what she's left with. This is what is going to age beautifully on her skin. The color is very neutral. She's nothing to worry about. So if your current aftercare is not serving you the way that you need it to, the way that it should be, then I really urge you to try the Heal It kits and see the difference that it's going to make in your life as an artist, in your client's life. Healed results is what we should be judged on as artists. Like I've said before, everything can look beautiful when it's fresh, but how it heals is what matters. It's what the client is left with day to day, walking through grocery stores, walking through the mall, picking their kids up at school. People will look at your clients and see your hard work, all of your education, all of your practice. Everything you've put into your work will show in the healed results. So why I made these Heal It kits, it's kind of greedy. I made them for me, but then I thought you guys might like them as well. I really want consistency. I want consistency in my work. I want consistency in the aftercare instructions that all of my clients are following, because these products are made for all skin types. I want consistent healed results coming back into my studio. I want to protect the integrity of my work. My work means everything to me, and so I really want it to show in the long run. I really want those healed results to speak to my skill level, my technique, my education, and I want my clients to know that I invest in them. Okay, I appreciate them. I don't want to send them away having to stop at a pharmacy and pick up, whatever cream or wash I recommend. I want them to leave with everything that they need in order to take care of the procedure that they've just had done. We can afford it. We charge high prices for what we do. We're very lucky to do that, but our clients should feel like they've gotten their money's worth. And I just think giving them this package, it looks very professional. It's going to make them feel very confident in what they have to do in the following 2 weeks after their procedure. I hope that you guys try the Heal It kits, because I know it's going to make a huge difference in your healed work, in your client's experience.